Hey YouTube, it's Crimscar11 here. This is going to be an update to my TG deck. I've had a chance to test it, like I went to locals and played it and worked out all the kinks, and I'm going to take it to regionals this weekend. I'm going to be at the Louisville Regional, so if anyone wants to like hit me up while I'm there, feel free. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Still only 2 strikers. I saw videos that were kind of recent from other people that they were maining 3 striker and it just clumps too much. I feel like 3 is just, not the optimal number to be playing. So I decided to just, stick with 2 because it was good for me. 3 TG Kriegswolf, because you guys can see it in German or whatever. So anyways, you guys know why it's good, and it's very standard in TGs. And then the 3 Rush Rhinos. So yeah, that's the standard TG lineup. Nothing about that's changed. And then I still play 3 Tengu because it's it's insane. And then I was playing 2 Thunder Kings, 1 Cyber Magician, and a BLS. And I ended up just getting my own Thunder King, so I got a play set up now, so I just play 3 because it really is the best way to play it that I found. Cyber Magician was very subpar because it's a 0-0, it wasn't a horn target, and I never ever synchro. Like, I think I synchro once, like maybe every couple matches. It's not very often that I synchro, so that effect wasn't very good either. So I just felt the 3 Thunder King was a better call, since I ended up getting a playset of Thunder Kings that I actually own, because I was borrowing the other 2. Anyways, and about BLS, I'm not saying the BLS isn't a good card, but it was very underwhelming in this deck, just because you had to rely on getting your Werewolves in the grave, and the speed of this deck is so slow that getting your Werewolves in the grave and then getting Thunder Kings on the grave, it just wasn't consistent enough to support BLS, and it was dead every time I drew it. So I dropped it and tested just 3 Thunder King, and it's been great so far. So that's pretty much the monster lineup. And then the spell lineup's the same. It's still 3 dualities. And then Reborn, Dark Hole, Avarice. Avarice was amazing for me all day. Usually sided out game 2 and game 3 just because you're going to want more live cards. But as a game 1 late game card, it's exceptional. Alright, 3 Horn of the Phantom Beast. Very excited. This is now a Turbo Pack Super, so I gotta try and get some of those. It's an amazing card. You play, what is it, like 9 targets? So, always live. Just really good. And then, 2-dimensional prisons. 2 bottomless. The MVP of the day. Like, Skill Drain was insane. In the plant matchup, it was like the uncontested best card I played. When I was playing against Rabbit, and he went Tour Guide, into Zen mains, and this would still apply in the plant matchup anyways, that's the only reason I'm saying this, is when they made Zen mains, I just flipped Skill Drain, and then got rid of the Zen mains. So, I don't know, it was just really too good. Like, Skill Drain is it's insane in this deck. Double Warning, because it's good. 2 EM1s. I don't really know how I feel about playing 2 EM1. Like, I didn't draw it really enough to test playing it. But the only time I got it to go off, which was one time out of we just played like a 5-round local, I think. Yeah, I was playing against plants, and I EM1'd, so I swapped monsters. So then he activated enemy controller, tributed my monster, and then took his monster back, and then synchroed it off. So, it didn't really do me any good, so EM1. Still not sure how I feel about this, honestly. And then double Starlight Road. Starlight Road was amazing all day. Just being able to set a bunch of back row and not have to worry about it is the greatest thing. Anytime that I set a bunch of back row and it got heavied, and Starlight Road resolved, I won the game. They usually scooped as soon as I flipped Starlight Road. But when it went off, like, it was just, exceptional. Alright, one compulsory to get rid of all the big monsters, synchros, succeeds, all that stuff. It's another out to Zen mains. Mirror Force, just instead of the third dimensional prism. And then Solemn Judgment, because you have to play it. Torrential, this was like the second best trap I played all day. Because I didn't realize how good it was, because I'm not really a huge fan of Torrential outside of this deck, just because I don't really like giving up my monsters, even though, because in this deck everything searches itself, so it's an infinite plus. If you can Torrential a huge field of theirs, the only thing that you're not going to recover from is if you Torrential a Thunder King, and usually it's better off to do it anyways. I mean, given the situation, you're not just going to Torrential a Thunder King away for no reason. And then Trap Dust Shoot. It's a 40 card deck. I played 20 traps. So, I mean, the deck was very good to me all day. Because I made all the changes before the local actually started. Like, I just played some games against my friends and fixed it. So anyways, that's the main board. And then the side. Actually, I'm not going to show the side since I'm taking this to locals. I mean, not to locals, to regionals. I'm just going to keep the side kind of a secret, just in case I run into somebody. I know it's like an off chance, but I'm still, you know how it is. If anybody wants to see it, I'll send you a message, or like send you a message after the regional, and I can show you my side, because my side's actually really good. Like, this is one of the few side decks I've built that I'm like very confident in. Alright, so the extra is 1 Hyper Librarian, 1 Wonder Magician, Cadister, Brio, Barkion, Gaia Knight, Bird, Ancient Fairy. I play 2 Stardust because I played 2 Starlight Road. Really, you could get away with playing 1. Like, I never ever used the second one, just because I let my friend borrow like my ugly Stardust here during the tournament because he lost his somehow, and I only ever needed 1. So, oops. So you could get away with just playing 1 if you wanted to, I guess. Scrap Dragon, Trish, and then Leviathan, Utopia, and Fortress Dragon. Now, after playing this deck, because I had never played this deck before the local I went to, like, I made that deck profile, never played this deck before in my life. It was all pure theory and what I'd seen online. So, I can safely say about the deck that you should never make anything in this, ever. Like, not once. If you're playing the deck right and you're in a good position, you'll never want to synchro and just hurt field advantage. The deck, it plays a lot slower than anything else I've ever played, because you'll never commit more than 1 monster to the board at a time, unless you want to do the Striker Warwolf combo, which isn't really optimal a lot of the time. So you're like a one monster on the board per turn kind of deck. It's very control based, plays real slow. Your matches are going to be real slow, but you should just be able to slow roll your opponents. The plant matchup was definitely the hardest matchup for me all day, which is a little strange considering that it's a stun deck and it should have a good matchup. My side deck was different. Like, the side deck that I posted wasn't very good, and I know that. So I feel like that was a contributor to why I did so bad, and I didn't side correctly with what I did have. So I think that hurt my matchup a little bit. I'm hoping that I'll do a little bit better at regionals against plants, because I understand how to play against the deck, so I'm not really worried about it. So yeah, that's pretty much my TG stun deck. If anyone has any comments or questions or anything, feel free to leave me a comment. Like I said, if you're going to be at Louisville, feel free to hit me up. We can play some games, record some matches if you're going to be there, whatever. So until next time, I'll see you guys.